Woohoo! Nice day out here. Heading up to the shop, do some work. Just get off work. Actually, I work at the house, but I did get off work. So let's see if we can get some stuff done. Okay, I'm going to start something, a little new project here. Of course. What we're going to do is, go ahead and show you. Yeah, that's a door panel that was off my car. That was actually on the driver's side, okay? And what we did, we replaced it with a new piece of plastic, okay? 1/8 inch. It's got a little texture to it. I don't know if you can see that or not, okay? But it's just a piece of plastic, okay? A lot lighter than that guy is, okay? So, what we are going to do, well, I'm going to show you how do you make this, okay? How do you make it fit, okay? Because right now on the passenger side, as you can see, I still have it on there, okay? So, what my plans are is I'm going to go ahead and disassemble that door over there, okay? I'm going to replace it with another piece of plastic to match and go from there, okay? So, hopefully you get something out of this. If there's something you want to do to your car, save a little bit of weight. They're about, I mean, combination both doors, it's maybe 8 to 10 pounds weight savings. So anyway, so we're going to go ahead and kind of get this thing started and go from there. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this car pulled out a little bit so I can get access to this door. We're pretty tight quarters in here. So anyway, we got the heater running because it is fairly cool outside. Yeah, it's fairly cool in here, but it's getting warmer. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get the car pushed up, go ahead and get that door panel taken off. So let's go ahead and get started. I think we're good. Okay. Let you know, this does have electric motor in it for the window, okay? I'm going to keep the electric motor in here. I'm not going to lose function of it whatsoever. So, but what I'm going to lose, I'm going to go ahead and lose this whole panel here, okay? I mean, it's been stripped behind the scenes, or behind the scenes, for like a movie. Anyway, speaker's already been taken out, so all we're going to go ahead and do now is go ahead and get all this stuff removed. It's fairly easy to remove. There's some bolts in here. There's one in here. I think there's one behind here. So there's several different little bolts you just have to pop out. The rest of the panel, believe it or not, it just popped on there with some of these clips and stuff. So once you get these bolts removed, the thing should pop right on out. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get the camera set up here and I'm going to get this thing popped off and go from there. Okay, let's go ahead and get started getting this panel off. About ready to break it. Okay, now this piece should come off because you need to get the door handle out of the way. Okay, so that piece we don't need anymore. Okay, so now the lock mechanism, I disconnected that some time ago, so if yours is on, you're probably going to have to get that taken off. It's easy to pop off. So now all we have to do is pop the whole panel off, okay? It is literally on there with clips and stuff. So just give it a good yank on it. Okay, from the bottom, and you just pick up on it like that. Okay, so that's out of the way. Okay, So what we're left with now is getting all the rest of the wiring. I don't need any of the wiring here. The only wiring I do need is for the power window motor. Okay, you can tell this one's been drilled out before, so that pretty much tells you that I replaced this power motor window at least once in here since I had the car. So anyway, so my next plan is go ahead and start cutting all this wiring out, pull the wiring harness totally out of the interior of the car, and just start cleaning all this stuff up. And we're gonna have to trim this. These got two little humps right here. That's gonna have to get trimmed off. I'll show you how to do that. The door handle needs to be popped off, stuff painted. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with all that process next. Okay, let's go ahead and get. Okay. Got the 2 wires for the power window motors. There's actually only 2 wires for this. So from there, it's just a matter of cutting everything else away from it. Okay. And I got all this pulled out. So this we don't need. Okay. This stuff here we don't need as well. We'll just toss that back to our dump pile. Oh, that's neat. I don't use power mirrors. If you guys do, so be it. We don't use that. So anyway, pretty much all the wiring now is out of the car. All we have to do is attach a couple wires to this. Already got the wires ran from my window switch over to here. So I just need to extend these to that, and then we should be good to go with there. Okay, so the next task is get this taken out. Okay, we don't need the window rod, so I'll get that taken out. But I have to uninstall the handle. In order to uninstall the handle, there's a pop rivet that's here in place here. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a drill, drill out that pop rivet so I can remove this whole assembly. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started on that so we can get this out of here. Then after we remove the handle, we'll cut these knobs off and go from there. So anyway, it's progressing along pretty quick here. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with that. And I'll show you how to get all this stuff taken apart. It's pretty easy. Okay, what we're going to go ahead and do next, I'm going to take this rivet right here, I'm going to drill it out so I can pull the handle assembly totally out. Okay. And the reason why we have to pull this off is this panel is going to lay flush from here all the way down here. Okay, so I need this taken out so I can get my measurements of where the handle is going to come out through the piece of plastic. So this has to get removed. Okay. Ouch. Whew, that's hot. Okay, so anyway, with that being removed, what we can do here, okay. Hopefully you can see that. There's that little plastic clip on the back side right here. All it has to be done is this thing pushed this way off that shaft, okay? So it's going to take, see if I can do that while holding it. Probably not. See what happens here. There. Okay. Now, with that little clip thing off, okay, you can see it's off the shaft. You can take the rod and lift it up from it. So hopefully you'll. There we go. Oh, sorry. It's about out. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, there. There. Now it's off. And you can see that little plastic clip thing that was holding everything in place. So anyway, I think it's like this. So Anyway, now this is out, which is a good thing. You don't want to throw that away, okay? Because we're going to need that. The other thing we have to do, we're going to take a Sawzall and we're going to literally cut these two knobs off here. There's another knob here. We're not going to touch that. That's actually, it's actually in line between here and here. You know, it sits pretty flush that way, so I'm not too worried about that. So, but these definitely, I need to cut those out of here. So let's go ahead and get my Sawzall set up here and we'll cut those off. Yeah, Sawzall. Harbor Freight. Cheap. They get the work done. Okay. Anyway, what we're going to go ahead and do is get those cut off. If you don't have a Sawzall, maybe you can take a, you know, like a bandsaw or something like that. Or hacksaw and bandsaw. Hacksaw and go through that as well. This makes short work of this pretty quick. So let me go ahead and get this cut off and I'll show you. Yep. Should have started this one over here first, but I didn't. This is fiberglass, so just be careful. You don't breathe too much of it in. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff cleaned up, vacuumed up. But yeah, I just need to get those cut off like that. So anyway. Got the wiring done for the electric motor. I'll show you how it works. Okay. Well, that's not good. This is what happens to these motors sometimes. I cycled this thing up and down several times before I shot this video. And over time, these motors get wore out and they overheat very easily. So looks like I'm going to be ordering a new motor, electric motor, window motor for this guy. I do not want to get to the track and this window can't go up. If it can't go up, I won't be able to go down the track. Okay, another new day here. Basically where I left off at was the motor. It crapped out on me. So basically it's got stuck in the down position. I can't get it up. I took the motor out. It's been replaced once before, because if anybody ever replaced these motors and these F-bodies knows these holes. Basically drill in here to have access to the motor so you can get that motor out. Anyway, this has been replaced once before, so I did get a new one in. Took a few days. Yeah, I'll show you what the new one looks like. Okay, this is the new one. So it comes with new bolts to put it in place. Or there we go. This is the new one. It comes with new bolts and stuff to put it in place. So anyway, you go ahead and get this installed and check it, make sure everything works with it. Then once we get all this stuff installed, then it's just a matter of working on the door panel to get that installed and, you know, set up and all that stuff. Not set up, but cut and stuff to make it fit the door. So it's just like what we did on the driver's side. Anyway, so for now, let's go ahead and get the door window motor in place and go from there. Man, I don't know what's wrong with my mind today, but anyway, I need to concentrate. But anyway, I need to go ahead and get this thing installed and test it out. Then we'll get started on the door panel. So here we go. Okay, this is the piece of plastic. This is a 4x2 piece of plastic, and what we're doing, we put tape on each of the corners. Okay, and I'll show you what reason why. Then we stuck another piece of tape across the top here, and I'll show you why here. Ouch. The tape that's on the corners, what they're going to do, we're going to trace around the back side of that piece of plastic so we can get this curve done as well as this side, okay? And that tape that's going across the top, we're going to trace it where this lip is here. That's just where we're going to take it and we're going to bend it over. Okay, we still have to trim more of it off, but this gives us a place where we're going to start bending it at. Okay, I don't know if you can see those marks or not with the pencil. So we traced it on the back side of the pencil. What we're going to do, we're going to come here and trim all this off. Okay. Then up here, that's the top of that ledge that's on the door. So what we're going to do here, we're going to measure from this mark out of how much space we need for the when we bend it over. Okay. So basically, when this piece of plastic is up here, it's going to get bent over here. Okay. So that's our next plan, is figure out how much we need to bend it over. So hope that makes sense. Okay. Dremel. That's how you cut it off with the Dremel. We'll put this board up here to give me a straight edge to cut across with the Dremel. So all I'm going to do is just kind of put it up here and pull across. Hope this works. Let's go.
So let's see what you think.
I think it came out pretty good. Still got my fingers. Okay, we went ahead and took the handle off of this bracket right here. Basically, just had to grind the bolt off. There's kind of a flared out. But anyway, grind it off and was able to pull that pin out. So what we're getting ready to do next, we're going to put this back in place so we can get some dimensions of it. I'm just going to put it back in with the pop rivet. That's how it was in there to begin with. So it's pretty easy to do. That's weird. What did I do that for? Oh yeah, there's another thing you have to take off. This guy right here, for some reason, it gets in the way. So let me go get that grinded off. Then I'll be right back. Okay. Just FYI, there's a little tip that come out here. I don't know. Grind that off, makes it fit back in real easy. Now all you do, stick a pop rivet in there, and voila. So now we got the door handle bracket in place. So next thing we can do, we're going to get some measurements from these holes as we drilled and get where this is in the middle. Then we'll cut a hole in the piece of plastic from there. So anyway, we're going to take some quick measurements. We're going to transfer those measurements over the piece of plastic. Then we'll cut a hole in there where the handle comes out of. So let's get to it. Okay, we transferred some dimensions we did on the door. This is where the door handle bracket needs to come out, hopefully. So we're going to cut this open, and we'll see how close we are. So if this doesn't work, we got duct tape. Okay, here we go. How about that? We got a hole. Okay, got a hole. Now, the moment of truth. How close are we? Okay. Anyway, I'm going to start heating up the hair gun.
the heat start to see them glow.
Okay, now we got a bend to it how we wanted it. Didn't come out too bad, not bad for a little bit of heat and just bending things over. You can see how it's going to look on the car. It's going to look pretty nice. So I'm going to probably call it a wrap for today. Only thing I have to do is take the whole panel back off. Oops, just need to paint this handle here, or the bracket here. Then tomorrow we'll come back in, put the panel back in, and call it a wrap. So anyway, but I will give you some pointers on a handle, pull handle, like what I have over there on the driver's side. I probably won't put one on this side, but I'll show you what we did over there as well. So anyway, until tomorrow, we'll finish this up tomorrow, and we should be good to go. Now we're ready. Zip it to it. Get this one. Okay, this is how the final product looks like on the passenger side. Okay, got everything screwed down pretty good. Got the handle in place. Yes, I know the bolt for the hold the handle on is a little too long, but we are going to get a shorter one, but for now it works. So but yeah, no, it came out really good. I think it's a good durable piece of plastic. Yeah, it does flex in places and stuff, but you know, I think it'll work out just fine. It's going to save us quite a bit of weight, and after all, that's what we're trying to do, is make the car lighter as possible. Overall, I think we're about 8 pounds a door between the two. So anyway, if this is something what you want to do, you can do it yourself. Piece of plastic and you're done. So anyway, with that, if you do like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and just go ahead and click on the like button. So with that, hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave down in the comment section. I'd like to hear about those as well. So with that, on to the next project.